Welcome back to the trail here in Luton Park. Now, Luton Park is one of my favorite locations. So that's why I returned today to try something new. As you can see, I'm already on the trail. I'm hiking on the green trail here. Now, I've hiked on this trail so many times, but this is such a favorite park of mine. Before I even started my channel, this was one of the parks that I could get to really easily, even on a lunch break. I used to live very near to here, and it was just such a wonderful way to get into nature. And today, it is beautiful. Now, there's still some snow on the ground. It is still cold here in West Michigan. However, it is getting quite a bit warmer. I can wear a jacket, the snow is melting, but that does mean the trail is a little bit icy. So if I go down, then you will have kind of an entertaining viewpoint for that. So, what am I doing today? Well, I've been running this channel for about a year and a half, actually, almost 2 years. It'll be in the fall. And I want to try something new. Most of the time, I do the point of view hikes where I just put the camera on my chest and I hike. Now, I really love doing that because I get to invite you on the trail with me. When I started this channel, my goal was to bring you on the hike. There are so many people, I've watched so many people hike like the North Country Trail and the Appalachian Trail. And when they hike, you often see them and you see very small bits and portions of the trail. But you never saw the trail itself, which I thought was a little disappointing because isn't that the whole reason that you actually hike anyway? Is to enjoy nature and see the trail. So I wanted to bring a little bit of what I felt like was missing. Now, I'm still going to do that. There's still probably going to be the majority of this channel. But every once in a while, I want to kind of experiment with something a little bit new. So today, I'm going to call this video Trail Thoughts 1. And we're just going to hike together and chat, maybe share some thoughts, enjoy nature in kind of a more relaxed way, and just kind of see what happens. I don't really know how this video is going to turn out. I literally just drove into the park, pointed the camera at my face, and began hiking. I don't even know if I'm really holding the camera in the right frame, and I'm sure after a little while my arm is going to get pretty sore. But I wanted to try something a little bit new. So I returned to Luton Park. I've done a lot of new things at Luton Park. So the first thought I have is, how can I improve this channel? The content has attracted some viewers. I have over 200 subscribers, and I'm thankful for every single one of you that watch the videos, that subscribe. I've actually had more views, more activity than I ever would have thought on this type of content. But I still want to kind of push the channel a little bit further. My goal for this channel would be to actually travel. Most of my hikes have been in West Michigan and the kind of greater Midwest because that's where I am. That's where I live. That's where I visit family. And it gets kind of difficult to try to hike and go long distance when the channel, to be honest, to be blunt, really doesn't make any money. And it's a hobby, and it's a hobby I enjoy doing. I couldn't keep doing it for 2 years if I didn't enjoy it. But it does kind of limit what I can do. So that's my goal. My goal is to be able to travel, to be able to go to, Mammoth Cave National Park and show you the caves, show you the trails that are above ground, that are just beautiful. To be able to, go out to California, see the desert, the Grand Canyon, these locations that are very different from Michigan. Now, I know for some of you, what we have here in Michigan might be the unique destination. It's very familiar to me because I grew up here. I grew up in a very similar climate and geography. And so for some of you, maybe that's why you're even here. You can see a different climate. But I really want to show that variety on my channel. So that's where I want to go. But I also don't think that every single video works well with that POV. That's certainly an important part of my channel, and I want to continue that. but I want to do something else. And I'm trying to think through those ideas. So my first thought for you is, how can I improve this channel? What would you like to see on this channel? If you've enjoyed the kind of point of view, point the camera down the trail and hike, please let me know in the comments below. If you think that I can improve that type of content, then let me know as well. But if you've got some completely different idea that would be really cool to see on the trail, that would be really cool to see outdoors, that you'd love to see me cover or maybe even just learn more about, please let me know that as well. I really started this channel because it's just so cool to get out into the woods and hear nature. One of the coolest things about hiking, and I have enjoyed hiking for a little while, I didn't do it quite this extensively, but one of the things I always thought really cool when you get out into the woods is to hear nothing man-made. I've been in a rural area, but you're always around, you know, trucks and cars, and you know, you hear people talking, and you just hear the sounds of the world we live in. And what was really cool about getting into a state park, getting into these parks that are huge, you can get out in the woods, and you're the only person on the trail, and you just stop in the middle of the trail. Maybe the views are just really beautiful, like that's certainly part of it. But when you get out into the woods and you just stop and you can just hear nothing at all, but you know, the wind in the trees, the birds chirping. And honestly, that's something that I just noticed just a few minutes ago, is that I can hear birds. It is early February, mid-February right now, and it is Michigan, so yes, there's still snow on the ground, but it's warm enough to wear a jacket, and the birds are returning. That's always something that is kind of exciting. It's one of those seasonal things that every single time it happens, you know, every single time the sun starts to rise earlier, or get later in the fall, or it gets warm, it's, you know, I've seen this all my life, and yeah, I know it's coming. It comes around every year. That's kind of the point of seasons. It's just really cool to see it. And so standing out here, listening to the birds, is just a really cool thing after a long winter. So, what's the future of the channel look like? Well, I want to continue to experiment. It's a hobby. It's kind of a fun thing to do. It's easy to get out on the trail. That's one reason why I think I started the channel, is when I have a commitment to upload one video every week or more, it forces you to get out on the trail. I have hiked more in these past 2 years than I ever have before. I didn't even realize there were so many parks near me, so many trails in my area. Of course, some of those I have done twice. I have done multiple times or more. But I went for almost a year and I never had to revisit a trail. Now I did because I wanted to get various conditions. You know, the trail changes when there's snow, when the leaves are changing. So I did return, but I didn't have to because there were so many options I just did not know about. But I started the channel almost as a way to hold myself accountable, almost as a way to just make sure that I can get out in nature. I can, you know, turn off social media. I can turn off even my own YouTube videos and just get out into nature. And by sharing it with you, I kind of found that that was a way to bring it to you. When you're scrolling through like shorts or reels or TikToks, they're just really fast paced. They try to grab your attention, and they felt to me like very, very mind numbing, very, just kind of worthless. So there's some entertainment value to that, I suppose, but, I just kind of thought, I can chop up my videos into shorts, and right in the middle of some of those kind of wild, some of those kind of, that like kind of worthless entertainment, just addiction, right in the middle of it, you could run into just a calm, peaceful hike in the woods. No talking. I mean, they'll be talking today's, obviously, but like, no talking, no, just peace. And I don't know how that peace is connecting with viewers. Again, let me know, especially if you're watching this on a short or a reel. But I just thought that was a really cool way to bring a little bit of peace. I get to experience it on the trail, but not everyone can. Not everyone has the ability, not everyone has the time. And even when I am hiking, I do hike more often now, but I'm not hiking every day, and I need to put down my phone a little more often every single day. So that's kind of why I started it. I was also inspired by some of my favorite YouTubers. The biggest name is Justin Scarred. He's got 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. He's not like a mega YouTuber or anything, but he does really quality content. He puts his heart and his passion into it, and I would invite you to check out his channel as well. Justin Scarred on YouTube. He's been doing videos for over 10 years, Disney, but he also goes to Route 66. And what he said is he wanted to share the context. When he started his channel, he would look up locations, locations he couldn't visit. Same way I did when I found him. He'd look up, a famous historical landmark where Mark Twain was born or lived. And it focused on that. It focused on that location, on that, historical landmark. But he couldn't see where it was. He couldn't see what was around it, what was behind it, what was on the same street. So he wanted to make a channel. Talking about that context. What's around it? What's it like? What's it actually like to be there? And that inspired me on this channel. It inspired me to kind of, again, not just show how to hike, not just show the equipment required, but to actually show you the context, to show you what's around. And I still want to do that. Again, almost bit the dust there, or bit the snow rather. This is quite icy, and we're going downhill a bit. So yeah, that was kind of my goal, and his videos are so well researched. I'd love to show you some more history of the area, and so those are some of my ideas too. Maybe we talk about the nature, the ecosystems that we're hiking in, the types of trees, the plants, the wildlife, what's around, what are some of the people who used to live here. Where did they live? How did they live? These are all ideas that I have had, and I'd like to, again, just know your thoughts, because I want to not only make a channel that's fun for me to research and film and hike and edit and all these pieces, but something that is fun for you to watch as well. So let me know down below, how can I better connect with you guys? How can I better kind of connect with where I'm hiking? And do you guys like seeing kind of the same trails, different conditions over again? Or how can I kind of mix up some of these? Because I do understand that one trail in West Michigan looks, you know, nearly like another. There are multiple trails in this park, and they're a little bit different, but you know, you kind of pull back, grand scheme of things, they're essentially the same. Same, you know, woods, same type of terrain. Mostly the terrain can change, of course, but you know, same plants, same trees. We're seeing very similar things. So how can I, you know, in this area, how can I continue to engage, continue to kind of, you know, put a different spin on things? Maybe do a video like this where we're just kind of chatting together, where we're just thinking about it, we're enjoying the views, we're, you know, listening to nature. I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts, your suggestions, for how I can kind of continue kind of showing you that context, but also maybe just bringing more to it as well. So what am I thinking this year? Well, I can't promise any big changes this year, because I'm still trying to figure out what those are. What will the channel look like? What will I be doing? I really don't know. I still am committed to publishing one video every Saturday. I've got a lot going on, so one video is kind of challenging to film, but that's my goal. So I will continue pushing for that. If anything changes, I'll try to update you on Facebook, YouTube community, things like that. But I want to experiment. So that's part of why I'm filming this video, Trail Thoughts. And I thought, you know, if this is successful, if I have other trail thoughts, I might just publish these every once in a while. Just kind of a walk in the woods, talking about what's on our mind. Maybe even hearing some of your thoughts as well, or incorporating some of your thoughts into a future video, things like that. But I also do want to think through some other ideas, like what are new things I could do that they aren't trail hiking POVs. Again, those are certainly probably going to be the majority of the channel for right now, but what are some other things I could test, try, think through, you know, things like that. And I guess that's where I'm really looking for you guys. Just kind of hear more of what might be helpful, what might be entertaining, what might be just educational, cool to hear, fun to listen to, things like that. That would be really interesting. Just trying to figure out if this is actually part of the trail, and what direction it goes. But I think we actually want to go this way. I am heading back to the parking lot because this is, you know, just going to be kind of a short video, because this might not get any views. I am just trying to experiment. Views aren't necessarily my goal, but they do enable me to again plan for the future. I would absolutely love to take a drive down Route 66 and film a whole bunch of trails along the way, film some of the kind of cool art, kind of the history, maybe of the natural landscape. Maybe natural history would be a cool aspect of this channel. There's plenty of people like Justin and others who do all that history. Because I started this, maybe I do. Oh no, I think I'm going the right way. There's plenty of people that do natural history, or that do sorry, not natural history. I'm sure there are plenty of those too, but there are plenty of those who do kind of that, you know, like history of Route 66, history of the US, things like that. Maybe I could focus more on the natural history, you know, the people groups, you know, who live in the area. More things are more connected to nature, I guess. Those are kind of what I'm thinking through. I don't even know quite what that would look like, but these are ideas. So let me know what you think down in the description, or sorry, in the comments down below, and let me know what I can improve. We're just about back to the car, and I will see you there. All right, we are back at the car, and so I'm just about ready to actually head to another location, film a hiking POV. Again, I'm still committed to those. That's still going to be a really important part of this channel. So we're gonna go hike one of those and kind of enjoy the sun, enjoy the warmer weather. I did want to share kind of a cool opportunity I had. The publisher of this book, Sticky Survival, reached out to me via email. You can find the email down in the description down below if you have an interesting idea or anything you want to share with me. And they just asked me to take a look at this book. Now, I want to make this clear. I haven't been paid. They haven't even asked me to talk about it in a video. They just asked me to take a look at it, maybe post a review on Goodreads. And I told them I would publish that review, which I'll go ahead and link down below. But it is a cool little book, and I want to mention it in a video. And this video is called Sticky Survival. You can Google it. It's S-T-I-K-K-Y, Survival, Sticky Survival. And I will go ahead and just link it down below. It's about $12. They did send me the book for free. So that is the only thing that I am receiving out of this, is I got this free book. But that's it. That's it. There's no other obligations. There's no other requests from them other than to read the book, take a look at it. So this is a really easy book on surviving in the wild. Now, it's more along the lines for hikers like us, where we just go out there for an afternoon and see what there is to see in the woods. Now, Luton Park is a few hundred acres, but getting lost in it is probably difficult to do, especially when you can hear kind of the road buzzing behind me. But national parks, state parks, it is easy to get lost. And this book is a really cool resource for what happens. How can you, just for a couple days, few days, protect yourself, survive, until help arrives? How can you contact help? It's you know, a few hundred pages, but it's full of pictures. It's full of just easy to understand text and diagrams, and it's broken into 3 parts that are easy to read. You go out and practice it, then you return for the next part. It's meant to sticky, and it took me 1 hour to read. 1 hour to read the entire book, even including some of the extra footnotes, the extra resources, the kind of, if you want to continue your education. But if you pick up this book and you read it and you practice it, and then you go out in the woods, you will be more prepared. It was a really good reminder. I don't really prepare a lot for these hikes, to be honest with you. I just kind of take the camera and go out there. But depending on where I'm going, that could be a mistake. So this was a really good reminder to be a little bit more aware of what I'm doing, and a little bit more aware of what I could do if the situation were to go downhill in any way. How I could just do the most important things and get help. So I will link it down in the description below. I probably won't mention it again, but I might. But it is a really cool little book. I got it for free, but I'm suggesting that you go check it out, read the Goodreads review that I'll also link down below, and check it out, Sticky Survival. It is a really cool, easy to read book. All right, on to the next hike, which I will publish next week. Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, every single Saturday. But thank you for hiking with me. Thank you for thinking on the trail with me. And let me know what your thoughts, what your comments, your suggestions, your questions. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you.